Building Social Skills in Children. Our moderator is going to be Dr. Chinu Agrawal. She's the trustee of HEMA Foundation and also the director of Filling Minds and India's topmost psychologists and psychotherapists. We will start with an idea on how the whole thing is going to go about. Then we'll have the introduction of the panelist and the keynote speaker. And keynote speaker will have around 8 to 10 minutes to put across her points. Each panelist will have anything between 4 to 5 minutes, and thereafter we'll all come together and you all can discuss on the topics. Thereafter, Anita ma'am is going to give a little 2 minutes on give us a glimpse on how the today's topic is connected with our values, and we'll end it with Vande Mataram. So, Chinu ma'am, can we have start the program?
Yes, thank you so much, Hetalji. And I'm so glad to host this program and moderate today's program, that is building social skills in children. My dear friends, today is also the World Health Day, which is celebrated on 7th April every year. And the comprehensive definition of health given by WHO is having not only the absence of disease, but having a state of well-being, not only physically, mentally, but also socially. And my dear friends, our children, because of the continuous man to machine interaction that they are having, सुबह से लेके जो ऑनलाइन क्लासेस स्टार्ट होते हैं और उसके बाद सारा दिन गैजेट के साथ इंटरेक्शन, वेदर इट इज द मोबाइल फोन, वेदर इट इज द आईपैड और द लैपटॉप or the TV screen, the man to machine interaction has increased so much that they have somehow started lagging behind in man to man interaction. And research studies all over the world are telling us that if children are not equipped with the right kind of social skills, they will have serious disturbances in their social relationships later on. So today's topic is really imperative. It is essential for us as teachers, as parents, as people around the children to know how to build social skills in our children. We have a wonderful group of panelists with us today, whom I'm going to introduce shortly. But before that, let me introduce our HEMA Foundation team to you all. My dear friends, let me start with introducing Shri Mahendraji Kabra, who is the Managing Trustee of HEMA Foundation and the Director of RR Globals, who is the pioneer in bringing value education to the fore in the country and who thought of starting this HEMA Foundation in the memory of his loving wife, Hema Ji Kabra. Then we have our own dear Anita Ji Maheshwari, who is the Creative Director and Trustee of HEMA Foundation. She is also a trained parenting expert and has a deep interest in healing through stories, and she contributes in HEM Virtues on this subject of healing through stories. But Anita ji is also the brain behind all the movies that have been created and that are the foundation of HEMA Foundation. So Anita ji, welcome to this episode of HEM Manthan.
थैंक यू सो मच चीनू जी। और आज सभी कीनोट स्पीकर पैनलिस्ट का इस चिंतन मनन के कार्यक्रम वैचारिक मंथन जहां हम करने वाले हैं, हेम मंथन में आप सभी का स्वागत है और मैं आप सभी का हार्दिक अभिनंदन करती हूँ। धन्यवाद।
Thank you. Then we have Dr. Nagpal sir, who is the academic director of HEMA Foundation. He is an excellent brain who has developed the accelerated learning program to assist schools, educators to have learning made fun and easier for children. And he is also an author and a research scholar. Welcome, Nagpal.
Thank you so much, Inuzi. I welcome you all in this wonderful event. Hey, Manthan, thank you so much.
Thank you. Then we have our dearest Vijayam ma'am. Vijayam Ravi ma'am was going to be the moderator for today's program, but she has recently gone through the bout of coronavirus. She's recovering and she has also shifted her house. So I'm glad to take her place today. And, I hope that I do justice to her job. Dr. Vijayam Ravi is also one of the associate directors of HEMA Foundation. She has done tremendous work in preparing the value integration module that we propose to the schools to implement in their curriculum. And we have, with the help of Vijay ma'am, now prepared a teacher's manual also. And we hope to launch the teachers training program on value education very soon. So Vijay ma'am, one of the pillars of HEMA Foundation.
Thank you for accepting my request, and welcome to each one of you, and request you all to be safe. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vijay ma'am. Then we have Shri Rajivji Bhargav, who is an alumnus of BITS Pilani, a very intelligent brain amongst us who has designed Opportunities Unlimited, and now he's the creator of Hem Sampark, the intelligent pamphlet that you get every day and which you can very well use in your schools as a part of the morning assembly. Rajiv ji, आपका स्वागत है.
Thank you, man. And we look forward for an excellent session today. Thank you.
Then we have, am I on mute? Someone has told me.
You are audible. You are audible, ma'am.
I'm audible?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Then we have Hetalji Desai. She is the one who is designing all the fun activities from HEMA Foundation and uploading on Hem Virtue. She has also recently designed a bouquet of activities right from standard 1 to standard 12, which will be a part of the competition series of this year's annual celebration of the Foundation Day of HEMA Foundation. Hetalji is also the Associate Director of HEMA Foundation, and she is working day and night to make Hem Manthan also a success. Hetalji, welcome.
Thank you.
So that's about the introduction of the HEMA Foundation team present here today. Now let us go and welcome our panelists of the day. First of all, I take pride in welcoming Kavita, Ms. Kavita Yadav, the founder director of Gina Positively. She's going to be the keynote speaker for today's episode of Hem Manthan. Kavita is a celebrated parenting coach. She is also an author, and she has written a very successful book on parenting, that is 3 C's of parenting. And I'm privileged to have written the foreword for her book. Kavita is also a counseling psychologist practicing in Gurgaon, and she is a very popular career counselor as well. It is our privilege to have you, Kavita, as a keynote speaker today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Chino ma'am, for such a warm welcome. And I really look forward to today's session. Thank you.
Then let us go ahead and welcome all the panelists. Sushma ji is going to be a little late, so we'll introduce her as she arrives in the program. We have Ms. Reeti Kapoor. She has been in one of our earlier episodes also, and Reeti is a trainer, speaker, and educator. She's associated with renowned corporate houses and trained around 1 lakh individuals through 12,000 platform hours. And she's closely associated as faculty and guest speaker with many educational institutes. We welcome you, Reeti, to today's episode as a panelist.
Thank you.
Then we have Ms. Revati Sethuraman, a certified counselor and a storyteller. Can we have her spotlighted, please? Revati ji, Other than being a teacher, she is associated with Robin Hood Army, a social welfare organization. And the best part of her introduction is that she practices Buddhist philosophy. बुद्धिस्ट फिलोसफी आप प्रैक्टिस करती हैं, यही आपके इंट्रोडक्शन का हाईलाइट है. अगर आप ये प्रैक्टिस करती हैं तो आप हमारे लिए बहुत ही वैल्यूएबल पैनलिस्ट हैं आज. रेवती जी, आपका स्वागत है.
Unmute yourself, Revati ji.
Please unmute yourself. We are unable to hear you. Please. Yes.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to be with you all and to be a part of Hey Manthan. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Revati ji. Looking forward to hear from you.
Yep.
Then we have Mrs. Vidya Purov. She's the principal of SCD Barfiwala High School and Junior College. She's been a recipient of state level award from Kala Sadhana, Kranti Jyoti Savitribai Phule Adarsh Shikshika for 2021. We congratulate you, dear Mrs. Vidya, and our Acharya Chanakya Shiksha with Samman for 2020 as well. Welcome to our platform.
Thank you so much.
So dear friends, as Hetalji has already told us that we will start with the keynote speech of the keynote speaker for today, that is Ms. Kavita Yadav. Once she has put forth her points, then I will invite the panelists one by one to put forth their points in brief, and then we will have a panel discussion followed by that. So without wasting any much time, I invite Kavita to please present her points.
Thank you so much, Chinu ma'am. So you all must have observed that there are children who are popular, who are outgoing, and who know how to engage with other people effortlessly. और वहीं दूसरी तरफ वैसे भी बच्चे आपने देखे होंगे who are shy, who don't talk much, and who are more reserved. They may even get anxious when they interact with others, especially in unfamiliar territory. So now let me share a few situations with you all to help you understand this concept of social skills. कि आज का ये जो topic है social skills, ये है क्या? So the first situation is something like this, that a mother is in the kitchen and her son rushes to her and announces that I'm going to my friend's house. So mother says that it is dinner time and he needs to be at home. On listening to this, the son starts arguing and complaining. Now let's have a look at another example. Another example is like parents go to the PTM, the parents-teacher meeting of their daughter, and there the teachers are kind of telling the parents that their daughter does not wait for her turn to speak when a class is going on. और अगर एक बार उसको बोलने का मौका मिलता है तो उस बच्ची को अपना मौका कब मतलब उसको अपनी बात खत्म करनी है ये नहीं समझ में आता. Parents are on their way back home and are discussing that yes, they have also observed this behavior of their daughter. Another example that I would like to share is that from last few days, a mother is observing that the child is like a little irritated and gets angry very soon and cries at the drop of a hat. And on asking, the child says that she's struggling in a particular subject. और क्योंकि अब एग्जाम्स पास आ रहे हैं, ये बात उसकी एंजाइटी बढ़ा रही है और इसलिए वो इस तरह का बिहेवियर जो है शो कर रही है. So now, all these examples you must have experienced with your own children or with children within your family or within your friend circle. So what, according to you, could be the reason for such behavior by these children? The reason is the deficit of social skills in these children. And now this brings me to the very pertinent question for this webinar. And that question is that what are social skills? आखिर ये social skills है क्या? So if I put it in the very simplest of form, I would say that these are those skills that we use to successfully interact with others in our environment. These skills include verbal and non-verbal communication, such as gestures, facial expressions, body language, and personal appearance. So next, we come to the point. But why do we need these social skills? क्या जरूरत हमें इन social skills को सीखने की या अपने बच्चों को सिखाने की? So when children develop social skills, they are better able to get along with others. Socially competent children are able to show empathy towards others. They are able to participate in group activities. They are more generous, they are more helpful, and they communicate effectively with others. And last but not the least, one of the important points is that they are effective problem solvers and they negotiate assertively. Various research findings also indicate that children need to develop these social skills in order to be successful in school, in society, and in family, and the relationships that are going to come their way in future. So children benefit greatly when they know how to listen to others, how to follow the instructions, how to follow the rules, how to ask for help, how to wait for their turn while talking to others, and also sharing their toys, sharing their materials with others, and how to be responsible for their own behavior. So now I would quickly like to share with you all that how we can effectively teach these social skills to our children. So teaching social skills can incorporate a number of techniques, including like direct instructions. So my dear friends, before you go to your children to teach them certain skills, my request to you all is that first relax yourself, calm yourself, because it is rightly said that charity begins from home. Because if you are not relaxed, you are not anxious, you're passing on this unknowingly down to your children. Another important way of teaching social skills to your children is with the help of role plays. And when you're doing this, please look at your child, make an eye contact with your children, come to his or her own level. When I say that, come to the age appropriate level of the child. Another important way in which we can teach these important skills to our children is through various activities. And when you're doing these activities with your children, please describe the problem behavior to your child first. What is it that you would like to change or like your child to do in a different manner? It's very important to understand and remember that child is different and the behavior is different. Then clearly describe to your child the reason behind whatever you're trying to teach to your child. Keep the age of the child in your mind, my dear parents. Another important way is storytelling through book reading and by yourself walking the talk by being a good role model to your children. Here at this point, I would also like to show you a few activities that I do with my daughters also, and I also do with my clients. You can easily find these kind of things on the net. You can use them in various activities. You can play these games with your children. And you don't know how children enjoy the fun way of being taught. And then they engage and then they open up. And before going on teaching certain skills to your children, it's very important to talk to your children about various emotions. Because बच्चों को सिर्फ हैप्पी और सैड या एट द मोस्ट एंगर पता होता है, उनको ये नहीं मालूम कि और कितने सारे और इमोशंस और फीलिंग्स हैं. Yes, I've seen them struggling to understand different emotions. So in a very, very easy and fun manner, you can find these also on the net very easily. These different smileys and facial expression. You can ask your child to match the facial expression with the required related emotion or feeling. It's again a very fun way of doing it. And another important way is you can use these ice cream sticks. These are easily available. Talk to your child, communicate with your child. And then make a team with your child, collaborate. Ask the child to paint. Ask the child to draw these expressions. And when they engage, they become a part of that activity and they are more open, they are more talking. And then in the last, my dear parents, please do not forget to appreciate, to celebrate the efforts of your children. Understand, teaching social skills is a process. And in this process has to be fun-filled, and you need to appreciate your children for all the efforts that they make. With this, I would like to put a stop to my talk, and I hope to listen to the other panelists out there. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kavita. It was wonderful listening to you. It was a very brief, crisp, and to the point keynote speech that you just gave, where you covered everything right from what are social skills to how we can build them in children and the instructions and tips that you gave to the parents. Of course, it is the parents who will have to calm down, find out, so we can say that from your keynote speech, we could identify what are the steps of building social skills. So maybe we can identify one social skill. Let us say that we want to inculcate the habit of paying respect in our children. Nowadays, we see that even this small thing can be very irritating and annoying to other people when children do not have this habit of greeting. So a few days ago, one of my son's friends called up and he right away asked, Shailesh nahi hai? So my husband asked him कि बेटा तुम कौन कहाँ से बोल रहे हो, शैलेश के फ्रेंड हो क्या? मुझे शैलेश से बात करनी थी. तो उन्होंने कहा शैलेश तो नहीं है, हॉस्टल चला गया. अच्छा ठीक है. So he did not have the basic important social skill of paying a greeting. So namaste uncle, मैं शैलेश का फ्रेंड हूँ, मेरा ये नाम है, मैं उसके साथ पढ़ता हूँ. No greeting, no introduction. And how does this, impact? इसका impact कितना बड़ा है ये हमारी समझ में आता नहीं है. As parents, as teachers, हमें ये नहीं पता. So when I was dealing with the training and development department at Sharda University, we had to teach children to go and greet the interviewer in the very beginning itself. कैसे आई कांटेक्ट करोगे, कैसे आगे होकर अपना बॉडी लैंग्वेज से ईगरनेस शो करोगे, what kind of words will you use for greeting the other person, everything has to be taught. And there is no shame in teaching and learning social skills. We can all learn them at any age. The only thing is we have to understand its importance. And the small activities shared by Kavita can be used right from the age of 5 years. The ice cream sticks, so nice way of helping parents to help their children identify emotions and put them into practice. So thank you so much, Kavita. And now, is Sushma ji here? Has she come?
No, she has not. She has not.
No, she has not. So I'll first invite Reeti Kapoor to present her points on the topic.
I think so. I really loved the way Kavita has explained things, and she has done it wonderfully in terms of what we are going through. So for me, when I face adults, they've already gone through this whole process of being a child and have been always been taught that do this, do this, do this. This is a kind of a pattern being followed for them. And when I do a lot of teachers training, I always tell them that I call myself an experiential trainer. The reason is I want people to experience it. So I'm a student of a CBSE school, which has always taught me rote learning, and I have learned things with a standard way of learning it. And I think so. I'm so proud about my teachers who have made me creative and have told me to explore things. So for me, when I learned about social skills, I think so I learned in my childhood from a peon coming from my father's office, coming and saying, "Sabka sign chahiye." And the first thing which came to my mind, courtesy my parents, was, "Bhaiya 2 minute baithiye, Papa is inside, he's taking bath. Aap pani piyenge? Chai bana do? Ya chai lekar aa jaun?" So all these small things probably And I always say human beings are social animal. There is no two way to it. And when I talk to my students, I say human beings are social animals, and they laugh on it. They say animals. I said yes. So my first question to them would be, are you civilized? They say, what is this, man? What question are you putting up, right? So for me, it is what Kavita said. I can resonate that if you want to become good individual human beings, it's something which builds relationship with people, right? And being a communication strategist myself, मुझे ऐसा लगता है non-verbal, verbal communication, listening, ये सारी चीजें social skills का part हैं. बहुत बार आपने देखा होगा कि कोई बच्चा अगर मुझसे, ज्यादातर ये सवाल होता है मेरी क्लासरूम में कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स का कि क्या मैम इंट्रोवर्ट्स, जो लोग इंट्रोवर्ट हैं, स्टूडेंट हैं, वो क्या सोशलाइज या सोशल स्किल डेवलप कर सकते हैं? एंड आई ऑलवेज टेल देम कीप दिस ट्रेट ऑफ इंट्रोवर्ट एंड एक्सट्रोवर्ट सेपरेटली. इफ यू गो एंड वर्क, आपको घर से बाहर निकलना है, काम करना है, या आपको कुछ भी बनना है जिंदगी में, आपको लोगों से इंटरेक्ट करना पड़ेगा. सो इन शॉर्ट, फॉर मी अ ह्यूमन skill is also, social skill can also be related to people skill. It's one of the people skill. And to end, what I wanted to say is, firstly, why the students or why the children are like this nowadays. For me, the more reason to say is one, technology, okay, and how we can make things much more easier. So interestingly, Revati is around as a panelist here, and I'm so proud that I have seen a lot of students of mine being part of Robin Hood Army. What am I telling them? I'm telling them to get out from the technological world on a Saturday, Sunday, and serve unprivileged kids, right, in Mumbai, which is such an amazing initiative. So please find out why our students are like this. As parents, as teachers, as mentors, what we can do which will help them get out of anxiety, have a healthy life, and even longevity in life. Thank you.
Thank you, Riti. And you have brought out the point of introversion and extroversion. An important thing to consider building social skills is, what is it that you are already bringing to the table as a part of your personality? So sometimes people feel that, introverts are shy, reserved, they won't be able to interact with people. It is not the case. Introverts have this inborn strength of listening to others. Whereas extroverts, they have the strength of speaking to others. The personality issue doesn't give you an excuse of not learning what you are not good at. So introverts, you already know how to listen better. You can learn to speak better. Extroverts, you know how to speak better. You can learn to take a pause and listen to others. And as you said, communication is one of the things that we need to teach. So when you were talking about that person who is coming from the office boy to your house, a simple thing that we all can teach our children is to how to speak to those phone calls which come from banks, which come from call centers. And children learn by imitation and role modeling. How are you receiving that call? They are observing you. So are you polite and courteous enough to say, hello, हाँ मैं बोल रही हूँ, अच्छा मुझे क्रेडिट कार्ड की जरूरत नहीं है, थैंक यू फॉर कॉलिंग. और आर यू सेइंग, भैया क्या है, कहाँ से हमारा नंबर मिल जाते हैं आपको, क्यों बार बार हमें डिस्टर्ब करते हो? Both the things they are observing. There's high chance that they are going to imitate you. So thank you so much, Riti, for putting forth those points. Now I'm looking forward to welcome Revati ji to enlighten us on this topic.
Thank you, Chinu ma'am. Am I audible? Thank you, Chinni ma'am,
Yes.
for highlighting this introvert and extrovert. Introvert are listeners. Sorry. Let me drink water.
Yes, yes, please relax, relax. Take your time. Take your time.
This introvert are listeners and extrovert are speakers. So you have just brought out a beautiful point, which generally people say introvert means the social skills are not there, but it is not so. Rightly pointed out. That the same way, this Kavita Yadav, she pointed out so many things in that. What I'm going to highlight is waiting for turn. People don't have the patience. The children don't have the patience to wait for their turn, which we will have to inculcate in them. And the way she pointed out, uh, Riti Kapoor, about, when people come in, pani leke aun, chai piyenge? Yeah. So instead, I put it, chai leke aa rahi hu. So इनसे पानी पिएंगे बोलेगा तो immediately पिएंगे का मतलब they will say no. When we give option, I'll just bring it. मैं आपको चाय लेके आ रही हूँ, अब बैठ जाइए. Yeah, so that will give a positive way of telling this my grandmother taught me. Don't ask them. Pani leke aao, no pani. This is what they do in all the shops here. We don't even ask them. They just get 2-3 glasses of water in a tray and then keep it with us, near us. So I really appreciate this wonderful nature, wonderful habit, which these shopkeepers are all. The same way we can teach all these things to our children also in the house instead of asking them that pani leke aao or whatever. So Kavita ma'am has put in a lot of all the points that is really, which is for the social skills development, and Rita Kapoor also, and where um, Chinu ma'am rightly pointed out respect. Even I always say the respect is the child starts to learn from a childhood. The way the parents behave with others, not only with their parents or the relatives, with the child itself. Like a simple case, when a child does something wrong, it's okay to do something wrong, it's okay. Instead of that, sorry bolo, sorry bolo. The tone becomes so this thing, the child refuses to say sorry because they are so scared of the tone that is given to them. Instead, बेटा तुमने एक काम किया ना, हम जब बोल रहे मैं सॉरी बोलती हूँ ना तुमको, तुम भी सॉरी बोल दो. So that way of telling the child will 100% will make the child to feel that I have done a mistake, I love to say sorry. These are a few things which starts from home. It just then later on when we feel that love, affection, cooperation, and the behaving with the relatives and also the outside the school or wherever, so it comes automatically even without being told to the child. When we say, hey, we elders are all talking, don't interrupt, the same parents will say, hey, that uncle came, why didn't you come and say namaste? Then the child asks, you only said that I should not come and in between when elders are there. Now you are telling me that I should say why I didn't come and tell. So what should I do? So what happens is we put the child in a different situation. That child is so confused. Why do we do that? So we as a parent, as a teacher, should not confuse the child. As rightly pointed out, Kavita ma'am said, that when we tell them something, when we tell the children something, that this is the problem. The problem has to be clarified, to be made to understand. The children will not know what is, you understand others, that they will not know. As Chini ma'am also said, they know only the emotions of happy, sad, and other things. Okay, understanding is little difficult, but as the topic rightly says, that building social skills, the way we build, the house is built one by one brick by brick, the building is constructed, and each brick has to be strong, only then the other thing is constructed. The same way, parents expecting the child to behave immediately, that very next day or immediately they understand what we are trying to say, it's very difficult. So as we have the strong construction, one by one, we need to take it, like one's cooperation. And then later on, if that is, the parent should understand, yes, the child needs to cooperate. When she is playing, observe the child play with others, whether she is sharing or the child is forcing, no, it is mine. Even if that is there, it is okay. That sharing comes in while playing. The waiting for turn, like Kavita madam said, that waiting for turn comes in while playing. So all this, the playing is very, very important. Inculcating the playing things to the child, it will lead to cooperation, understanding, loving, giving, sharing, everything comes in. And with all these happiness emotions, that also comes. And also the, when they lose, the crying, it's okay to cry, it's okay to lose. Then the parents should pat the child instead of, why did you lose, why did you push her? It happens, it's okay. Today you pushed her, tomorrow you just be careful with her. So these are the things that has, if you ask me to say, I keep on telling again, because I'm a storyteller too, so I keep on adding so many things. So with this, everything comes into the child, and we as a role model, we can play with the child. The child becomes a father or mother or the teacher, and then we become a child. The way they talk to us, we can make out whether the child is able to imbibe what we are talking, how we are behaving, then the way we are supposed to, then that is the time the role play will definitely help a child to build a social skill. As she pointed out, appreciating the child for the wonderful thing that the child has done is also another one which has. Now, for the time being, let me stop. And for the
Thank you
others,
so much.
thank you
Thank you
very
so
much.
much, Revati ji. I would like to highlight the point of sharing, which Revati ji has brought out in her speech, where sharing is one of the very important social skills. Very early, we start teaching our children to share tangible things with each other. As they grow, we have to become conscious of helping them to share their experiences, to narrate what has happened, then sharing their emotions, then sharing their troubles. If we have not been conscious enough to help them and we have not taught them to share, they might become lonely later on in their life because they won't know how to share. So thank you so much, Revati ji. Now, our Sushma ji has joined. Hital ji?
No, actually, Chinu ma'am, she's having a little difficulty in coming in.
Okay.
So
So
we are
I'll
trying.
call Vidya ji. If she comes in, you please let me know.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Vidya ji, welcome and please share your points. Please unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, China madam. I have been hearing to all the panelists and the keynote speaker where we are using the word that we have to teach the social skills. Let me go back to the Gurukul system where the Gurukul system where students from all strata of all strata were going to a guru. They were staying there and they were learning from the guru. And the guru was treating everyone equal. The king's child was also treated as at the same level as a servant's child. Later on, we had the joint family system, and all were staying together. These social skills were developed in the family itself. The family did not have to teach because the children were observing the elders. See, although there may be conflicts, but the conflicts were resolved, and later on, maybe at night, they all used to sit together and have dinner. So the children understood, yes, that we all have to be together. Later on, it started with the nuclear family, a family where, okay, there were parents, one of the parent was working, the other parent was home, the mother, grandparents were there. So yet the social skills were learned in the family itself. But now the present scenario is such that nuclear family with both the parents working, only with one child, and maybe the grandparents are present or they may not be present in the family. So it's the only child in the family. So where will the child learn this social skills? So the entire onus is now on teachers to teach them social skills in the school. Now, basically, I feel that social skills to be taught so that the child is accepted in the society, a society, and he becomes successful in his life. Let us start with the first one, that is, say, learning good manners. Yes, that comes from a teacher. I think when a teacher is in the class and if she uses certain words like thank you, please, the teacher is a role model to the student. The student automatically knows that yes, after doing this, if someone has given me a pencil, I have to say thank you. If the teacher itself says that, child, can you please get up and do this work for me? So the child knows that the teacher is so polite in talking. Automatically, the child learns this. Coming to the next, that is, as Madam said, listening. Yes, it's so very important. We need to give each one their turn. I think here also, as a teacher, we only go to the class, we do our unit, and then we are back. But as a teacher, we should understand that child also needs to be given some space. We need to ask the child if he has any questions. And if he is answering or if he is asking some doubt, I think that a teacher needs to listen to the child patiently. This is how the child comes to know that yes, my teacher is giving me a chance and she also listens to what I have to say. Coming to the next social skill, that is showing empathy. I would like to give one example in this case. Our junior college students, the NSS team, they had visited a village in Palghar as a part of their field visit. And when they visited this village, they came to know that in that village, no child has appeared for the board exam. Simple reason that the children did not get guidance, and that is the reason they could not reach that level. Now, these NSS students took up the initiative of tutoring such students. They went to the village. They used to go on weekends, on holidays, and they used to teach these Adivasi students. And let me tell you, ma'am, that we are so proud that in the year 2019-2020, 10 students from that village cleared their board exam with flying colors. So I think this is where we understand the feelings of others and we show empathy. Coming to the next, that is to be a good sport. We always feel that our students should, get do the best of the best. That is, they should come either first, second, or third. We never teach them to accept failures, and that is the reason that we can nowadays we hear so many cases students committing suicide after the result, or so many couples, getting divorced because they could not, they were not compatible. So all this is because they lack patience, and I will here blame the parents that yes, we could not bring up the child properly, because being single child, we feel that We should give everything. We get the pride in giving them things before they ask for it. Now, I was just talking about being a good sport. Being a principal, I have always encouraged my students to take part in sports. My girl children also have gone up to the state level. So when they are going for any tournament, they always come to my cabin to take my blessings. I always tell them, winning or losing is not in our hands. बच्चा गो शो दैट टीम स्पिरिट इतना खेल के आओ जाओ जबरदस्त खेल के आ जाओ कि सामने वाले को डर लगे भाई इस टीम से अगले टाइम नहीं मुकाबला होना चाहिए so this is what I feel we ourselves should behave in such a way that yes we should be the role model as as we behave the students should take from a teacher that yes what are we supposed to do in life and I know all these social skills cannot be developed in a year or two. Slowly, gradually, it has to be developed. And I think if our students, our ex-students come with all those pedas and burfis and tell us, yes, ma'am, we are at such a high position. As a teacher, as a principal, I feel I have achieved my objective of being a teacher. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vidyaji. Excellent points brought up by you. And one of the points that I liked the most was, thank you, please, and sorry. They are never going to be out of fashion. Let us be conscious to teach at least these 3 manners to our children. इतना ही सिखा दिया तो आगे की लाइफ में बहुत 50% काम हो गया आपका सोशल स्किल सिखाने. To have and feel and express gratitude, to be able to forgive and let go, to be able to humbly accept your own mistakes and apologize for them, are the most important valued social skills by the society all over the world, not only in our country, and even at the workplace. One more thing that you said about failures. I have a little suggestion for all the people watching this program. Cricket matches के end में losing captain भी speech देता है. वो speech के recordings अपने बच्चों को जरूर सुनाएं. See how gracefully they accept their defeat. They will say, today was not our day. The other team played so well. We did a couple of mistakes in the beginning. They will analyze the reasons of their failure and they will say, there are so many more matches left and we are going to gear up for the next match now. So very important point brought up by Vidyaji. My dear friends, now let us gather together to have a 5 minutes of panel discussion. Can we pin all of them, please? Kavita ji, Revati ji and Riti ji, along with Vidyaji and me. So I want the panel to come up with at least 5 suggestions. What should we do? What are the concrete steps that we can take to inculcate social skills in our children? And if we can just give out these 5 points at the end of today's discussion after whatever we have discussed today. So starting with Kavita. You all can chip in between, and even the Hema Foundation office bearers can chip in if they want. Vijay ma'am, Anita ji, Nagpal ji, Hetal ji, if they have a point, they can please chip in. Yes.
It was so nice to listen to all the panelists and excellent points shared by everyone out there. And I was really mesmerized, and I don't want this session to end, to continue. But yes, so one point that I would actually like to highlight is कि जब मैं खुद अपनी daughters को या especially जब मैं बच्चों के संग में training programs या counseling ले रही होती हूँ, I tell them one thing very, very assertively. I tell them कि बेटा, always treat the other person the way you would like to be treated in the similar situation. किसी भी situation में अपना जवाब देने से पहले, respond करने से पहले या कोई reaction देने से पहले, please take 2-3 seconds, take a pause and run it in your mind कि मैं जो कहने वाली हूँ या कहने वाला हूँ, अगर मैं सेम सिचुएशन में हूँ और सामने वाला मुझे उसी तरह से बोले या ट्रीट करे, how would I feel? If you are okay with it, you would like to be treated that way, please go ahead and do that. Because as Vidya ma'am rightly said कि those were the times जब joint families होते थे, तो बच्चे देख कर ही सीख जाते थे. Yes, in today's time that is one of the thing कि ना सिर्फ न्यूक्लियर फैमिली है और सिंगल बच्चे हैं, बल्कि सिंगल पेरेंट्स फैमिलीज भी आ रही हैं. सो बच्चों को उस तरह का एक एनवायरनमेंट नहीं मिलता जहां वो देखकर सीखें. बट देन अगेन द ओनस इज ऑन अस द पेरेंट्स कि हम उनको किस तरह से सिखाते हैं. एंड यस, वी हैव टू बी द रोल मॉडल्स आउट देयर. और मैं इनको सोशल स्किल्स नहीं कहूंगी, मैं इनको सर्वाइवल स्किल्स कहना चाहूंगी, बिकॉज अगर ये नहीं है तो वी वुड नॉट बी एबल टू सर्वाइव इन आवर लाइफ. So that is one pointer from my end. So
thank you so much, Kavita. Very important pointer. And you know, the simple thing of understanding how our behavior impacts others can be a very, very important skill to be taught. So let us say, when you are talking, I am looking at my mobile. कैसा लग रहा है? रोल प्ले करके बता दो बच्चों को. When you are speaking in a group, when you're speaking to someone, put your mobile away for a while. That in itself gives so much respect to the other person. And we are respecting the other person's feelings, we are respecting the other person's time, and the other person will now be more involved in talking to you. So thank you so much. Treat others like you want others to treat you. Keep in mind how your behavior is impacting them. Yes. Anyone else?
Chinu madam, I would like to add on here. Right now, parents are busy. We understand, yes, we have to work for our survival, but there has to be a family time where we really keep our mobiles aside and then we share with each other. Okay, how was your day today? Did you have lunch? What did you eat for your lunch? Or even during the lunch time, you know, make a phone call. Mommy, did you have your lunch? Beta, did you eat today? Okay, everything is okay. You know, that feeling of caring should be there. That's all that we can do for each other in a day's time.
Exactly. I so much agree to this. You know, we may be working in 4 corners of the city during the whole day, but do we know what we are doing? Where are we? With whom we are with? You know, update है कि नहीं है एक दूसरे के काम के बारे में पूरा दिन? क्या हमको एक दूसरे की चिंता है कि नहीं, कि टिफिन लेके गया था कि नहीं, खाना खाया कि नहीं, मीटिंग लेट हो गई तो भूख तो नहीं लग रही, कितने बजे वापस आएगा? इतनी ही बात करना अगर आ गया, और नहीं तो पता चल रहा है कि सब अपनी अपनी लाइफ में मस्त है, रात को आते हैं, सो जाते हैं और सुबह निकल जाते हैं. तो जब घर में ही नहीं बातचीत हो रही है तो बाहर में कैसे होगी? वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, विद्या जी. थैंक यू सो मच. So family time and being updated, showing caring and affection to each other, expressing it through phone calls, through messages, whatever ways. Thank you. Next, please.
I think so. My definition for respect has changed from when I was a child and when I was a kid and to now. The definition of my students all the time, to stand up and say good morning, I will say sit down, or the respect is something which I always tell my students in the start of the session. You know, respect has to be earned. And I personally believe as a child, as a mother, as a teacher, everybody has to really earn that respect. So when you talk about even social skills, today somebody says, oh, you have to respect the principal because of that power or the position. No, you have to respect because Mrs. Vidya is having something in her. She's so credible the way she talks or she carries herself. So that can be a good example. When a student comes and says, Madam, आशीर्वाद दे दीजिए, जीत क्या हो या हार के चले. The second sentence makes a lot of difference, right? So for me, that definition has changed in 21st century. So I don't ask my students to respect me, but I have to earn it as parent also. Similar. Secondly, I would request people as parents or us as teachers or faculties is how many times do we give a chance to people to ask? We don't. So most of the time, one day, one of my students asked me, "Ma'am, are you married?" And I had this frown on my face, and then I composed myself, and if my teacher, I remember my teacher was asked a similar question, and she would say, "Why it concerns you?" Right? Which is so rude. So how, it's not what you say, the way you say. So make sure when students are creative angels, they will ask, "Oh, why the sky is blue?" And some mother will say, "Hey, don't disturb me during my work." ये क्या बेतुका सवाल है? इतने सारे, अच्छा हमारे बाल इतने सारे क्यों हैं? Weird question, abstract ones. So probably that answer has to be there. And thirdly, when you talk about, there are so many people who are teaching us in 21st century what is failure, and they can talk about it. You should see the speech of APJ Abdul Kalam when they failed, in ISRO. They failed, their seniors failed, but the senior took the ownership rather than giving it to the rest of the project engineers, right? So accept your failures in front of your kids. That will be really a very good relationship building.
Yes, so what Riti wants to say is, to be able to help children to learn respect, which is one of the most important social skills, we'll have to demonstrate it. We'll have to show that, why is it that we respect people, rather than just by, just saying that, it is supposed, you are supposed to do that. Second thing which she said is giving people the safe place to ask questions. It is your choice whether you want to answer them, how do you want to answer them, to what extent do you want to answer them. But if a child is able to ask the teacher, are you married or not, that means she has given that person that kind of connect, that kind of place that she's able to ask that question. Yes, very good. Thank you so much, Revati ji.
Yeah. For me, the trusting the kids, the trust is very, 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 very important. When we trust them and when they understand that, yeah, we are trusting them, is really something which they will always share, even if they've done a mistake. Definitely, they'll come and share with the teachers or the parents or the friends. The way you said, they'll have to communicate. Only because when they do, when they are scared, they don't. When they know my parents trust me, my teachers trust me, so let me go and tell them this is what I did. The trust is very important. And second, because of the trust, because of the respect, and the self-confidence is built up in a child. They are not scared. They don't, that when the confidence is there, definitely they'll become a successful person. And the third, nature is a teacher. Always, Vijay ma'am always used to say, nature, nature, nature. So here, nature is a teacher. Nature nurtures us. And when we can tell the child, it is our mistake, when we want something, we sow the seed. Very next day, the tree will not grow, it will not give flowers. The same way, when we put the seed of certain skills to the child, certain thing to the child, we cannot expect them to follow it immediately. Even it takes time for them. Even today, we also tend to forget to wear our mask. The moment we come to the lift, "Arey, mask bhul gaye." For the past 1 year, we are wearing the mask and going out. Even that also, it takes time for us. When it takes time for us, when we know that it is for us and for others, even when we forget this, the same way kids will also forget because of their playful nature. That we'll have to understand. The parents, the teachers, and others will have to understand that it takes time. And fourth, I just want to say, the complaining nature, if it comes to the child, if we stop complaining about others, that if the child observes that complaining nature, if it is not there, life will be wonderful. Thank you so much for it.
Thank you so much, Revati ji. And it was a wonderful discussion today. I'm so delighted to present this episode to the audience who have been attending and who will be seeing this on YouTube and Facebook afterwards as well. We have had so valuable points to add to people's, utility. And now I invite Anita ji to please say her few words about how she can connect today's value, today's Manthan discussion to one of the values that we are propagating. Anita ji.
Yeah, thank you, Chinu ma'am. दो बातों से शुरू करूंगी। पहली बात जो आपने शुरू की थी उसे मैं बाद में लाऊंगी, लेकिन जो हमारा डिस्कशन था, हमने फेलियर की बात की। आपने भी कहा कि जब टीम हारती है तो भी उसकी स्पीच होती है। एक स्पीच सुनी थी मैंने कहीं पर, जिसने अपनी हार के बाद दी थी। उसने जीतने वाले को कहा था कि तुम्हारी जीत का मैं भी एक हिस्सा हूँ, तुम्हारी जीत का मैं भी एक हिस्सा हूँ, क्योंकि अगर मैं हारता नहीं तो तू जीतता कैसे, अगर मैं हारता नहीं तो तू जीतता कैसे। इसलिए कभी भी जीत पे हम प्राउड ना करके अपनी हार को भी हम हमेशा सेलिब्रेट करें और हमारे जो मिस्टेक्स रही है उनसे सीख करके आगे बढ़ें। ये भी एक सोशल स्किल है। और सोशल स्किल के बारे में मुझे लगता है कि जो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट बात है, और जहां से आपने शुरू किया था कि फोन कॉल था और वो बच्चे ने जैसे हाय हेलो भी नहीं किया, तो मुझे एक अमेरिका के भूतपूर्व राष्ट्रपति थियोडोर रूजवेल्ट ने कहा था कि अगर आपको सक्सेसफुल बनना है तो उसका सबसे बड़ा फॉर्मूला ही यही है कि आप लोगों के साथ मिलो जुलो। इसलिए कहते हैं कि यदि आप अगर किसी बात को बहुत नम्रता से, बहुत पोलाइटली कहते हैं और एक मुस्कुराहट के साथ कहते हैं, तो शायद आप अपनी कोई भी बात मनवाने में राजी हो सकते हैं, किसी को भी अपनी बात मनवा सकते हैं। और कोई भी बात अगर आपको सच्चाई के साथ कहनी है, वो कड़वी बात भी होगी, तो उसको आप बहुत सिंपली, बहुत सहज रूप से, सरलता के साथ कह सकते हैं। और बच्चों में सोशल स्किल्स बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है, जैसे शेयर करना, सहयोग करना, सुनना, इंस्ट्रक्शंस को फॉलो करना, पर्सनल स्पेस का ध्यान में रखना, आई कांटेक्ट रखना, शिष्टाचार का पालन करना, और बहुत इजी वे में वो इसे डेवलप कर सकते हैं। एक दूसरे के साथ बातचीत करके डेवलप कर सकते हैं, सोशल पर्सन की तरह बातचीत करें, ओपन एंडेड क्वेश्चंस करें, दूसरों को उनके बारे में बोलने के लिए प्रोत्साहित करें, अपने खुद के लिए भी गोल सेट करें और बहुत ही उदारता के साथ दूसरों की तारीफ करें। सोशल स्किल्स के बारे में कुछ अच्छा अच्छा पढ़े, आसपास अपने बड़ों से सुने, बॉडी लैंग्वेज पे ध्यान दें, जो वर्तमान में जो घटनाएं हो रही है, जो रनिंग में जो भी इंसिडेंट्स हो रहे हैं, उनको नॉलेज रखें कि क्या चल रहा है हमारे बीच। जो नेगेटिव थॉट्स हैं उनको पहचाने और पॉजिटिव थॉट्स में कन्वर्ट करें। मुझे लगता है ये सारी चीजें सोशल स्किल्स के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। और एक हमारी मूवी है मृदु भाषा, जिसे मैं आज की इस वैल्यू को मैं जोड़ती हूँ और देखती हूँ कि ये कितनी इंपॉर्टेंट है। और अगर आप लोग भी ये मूवी देखेंगे तो बहुत इजी वे में समझ पाएंगे, बच्चों को समझा पाएंगे कि अगर हम बोलने का ध्यान रखें, जो कि बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट सोशल स्किल है हमारा एक, तो किस तरीके से हमारा पूरा एनवायरनमेंट, पूरा सराउंडिंग्स चेंज हो जाता है। भले ही हम एक फैमिली में, जैसा विद्या मैम ने बात की कि एक क्वालिटी टाइम हम स्पेंड करें, सिर्फ क्वांटिटी नहीं होना चाहिए कि हमने 1 घंटा 2 घंटा बैठे, पर वही जैसा चीनू मैम ने कहा कि हम फोन पे लगे हुए हैं, भले ही हम 2 घंटा बैठे तो हम उनके साथ होकर भी उनके साथ नहीं है। तो किस तरीके से क्वालिटी टाइम हम स्पेंड करें, ये अगर मूवी आप देखेंगे तो बहुत अच्छे से अपने आप को इस वैल्यू के साथ आज की बातों को आप जोड़ पाएंगे। थैंक यू सो मच।
थैंक यू सो मच अनीता जी, फैंटास्टिकली आपने आज की पूरी हमारे डिस्कशन को समराइज भी किया, मृदु भाषा के साथ उसको जोड़ा भी। जैसे रेवती जी ने भी कहा था, इट इज द टोन दैट दे आर फॉलोइंग। आप किस टोन में बोल रहे हो, अगर आप बोलो सॉरी बोले तो वो टोन से ही डर जाएंगे। So thank you so much, and thank you the keynote speaker and panelists and all the audience. Hope to see you again in the coming episodes of Manthan. And now towards the conclusion. Thank you so much.
So for the next Wednesday, Akash ji, can you put up the flyer so that we have the topic? So So next Wednesday on 14th, we'll be having pulling together the importance of teamwork. As a keynote speaker, we have Archana Rodriguez, and moderator will be Dr. Chinu Agrawal. So again, we'll meet Dr. Chinu Agrawal for next Wednesday. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending.
Next Wednesday.
Unmute कीजिए, Anita.
14th April, next Wednesday. And timing is same, 5 to 6. Same time. फिर मिलेंगे चीनू मैम के साथ. So Vande Mataram.